Is Easter this weekend?
Yes.
Oh my Godzilla! I thought so.
You're having date issues today.
I know. Well, I totally forgot. It seems like I've been out of town every other weekend and
You have.
4 weekends in a row, and now I'm going to Illinois.
This weekend?
Yeah.
I know.
See Papa Smurf. Woo, rock on. And I don't know. Usually we die like 12 dozen Easter eggs.
Nice. That's what we'll do at our house.
And it's really weird this year. And I know, like, who cares, right? But for the last, I think, 6 years, FP and I have always, I don't know why, but we always make amends at Easter, and we always spend Easter together. Mm-hmm. And this year, he won't die an Easter egg as a Jew.
What will he die an Easter egg as?
He won't probably. My guess is, I don't know.
Well, ask him if you're speaking to him about this.
Yes.
What dying an egg has to do with even Christianity and or Judaism?
I don't know. There's a whole thing.
Well, I know what Easter is about, but it's nowhere in the
I know
Bible is
that.
there any reference to dying eggs. I think he's all right.
But it's a whole thing. Yeah. But I still think that Jewish people don't celebrate Easter. I mean, obviously,
But I do believe.
The Christ part.
I'll bet as many Jews hide eggs for their kids as don't.
I don't know.
I believe that as many Jews put up Christmas trees as don't.
No, that's not true.
I believe that to be true.
I don't think that's true at all. I think that, quite a few do, but I don't think as many as do as don't. And that's just being from somebody that's had a little Jewish in me.
I'm going to go with Southern California that...
Anyway,
maybe even anywhere.
Matter. We don't know, Danny. Let's just shut up.
Well, no, I think it's kind of interesting.
But we have no idea. We're just like, yeah, well, factoid, here's the deal. We don't know.
Somebody might call and say, we always have a tree, or we never have a tree.
Well, great. Let's take those calls.
Okay, I thought it was kind of interesting since we were talking about
it. All right, so if you've ever had a Christmas tree as a Jew, give us a call.
Know-it-all Deb's going to call because
I know.
Our Jewish listener who always calls.
I love Know-it-all Deb.
And
I don't think it has.
How about this? We won't take your calls. We'll just get the statistics for you.
I think they do it for their kids, not for anything having to do with religion.
Yeah, I didn't think that they sat around the old Christmas tree as adults and go, hey!
Right.
Yeah, because I know FP didn't just get a Christmas tree just for himself.
Did he get one for kids?
No.
He doesn't have kids.
Right, exactly. That makes sense. Anyway, Danny and I will try to yell out statistics we have no idea about.
Right. I'm saying as many do as don't. That's my theory.
Okay.
And your theory is they don't.
I don't even know. I don't even have a theory about it. I have no idea how many do.
We could go back to Monte Carlo if you want.
I love Monte Carlo. Where are you going on vacation, by the way?
I am actually going somewhere this year.
Yay!
I'm going to somewhere great. I'm going to Italy.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna
the last, I was really jealous of your last several vacations, but Dante's too young to get real far, and we this year we had kind of an economic thing. So I've never been to Europe.
Wow, ever?
When I was a little kid, my whole family went, but no, never done. I've never seen Paris, never seen London.
What's that one? I've seen Paris. I've seen France. Have you seen women's underpants?
Yes, I have. I only put them up for the children, though.
Speaking of kids, did you know that, I read this yesterday, that little girls as young as 11 are getting padded bras? Like push-up bras, Victoria's Secret bras?
And we already talked about the fact that they target preteens with thong underwear now.
Yeah. But 11 years old and you want like a sexy bra? 11.
Well, I think, when take away the fact that it's a manufactured item.
Yeah.
At what year do girls start stuffing their bras at school?
I never did that. I heard about it.
I know girls did it because me and Jim O'Neill taped pins to our finger and would poke them.
No, I believe they did it. I always thought I don't know, that people would know and boys would go honk.
We did. What we did was we had these pins taped to our finger, and if they screamed, then they were real.
Well, now that's just not nice.
Well, we were children and bad children at that.
And why did you need the tape?
Because you couldn't just go up like this. You had to act natural.
You couldn't just...
Because if they were patting their bra, they'd never know you did it.
Ah, I gotcha. Boy, those were the days when you could do crap like that, huh? Nobody
without going to prison?
Yeah.
Of course, I was 11 too.
Right, but still,
I might have gone to jail around 11.
Remember the old tax in the chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to jail for that stuff.
I know, because now the end of needles have
Although Stench does it to me all the time.
He puts tax in your chair. Ow, he does?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, why?
To watch me scream?
Yeah. Yeah, those don't feel so good.
They don't hurt that bad.
I don't recommend them.
I don't recommend them either, but they don't hurt that bad.
If you wear really tight jeans like I do, they just deflect off your ass.
No, I think they'd pop right through and really hurt.
Anyway, hey, Monica's back too. Yay! She lives.
Had a nice long chat with her this morning. She's a little stiff, but ready to go.
Yeah, I got the details too.
Yeah. Over and over.
How do I say it? Like very defined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He cut me off. I might have overreacted. Poncho thinks I hit the gas instead of the brake.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't get that part about the poncho.
You're not investigating.
Yeah, she didn't offer that part to me.
Well, she probably makes this stuff up as she goes.
All right, as we mentioned, Monica is back in action.
Action's a strong word. She's moving kind of slow.
Yeah, it is weird. We talked about this a little bit yesterday after you get in a car accident, how those, remember I told you the butt cheek muscles, like just weird muscles. You don't even know like your wrist has muscles until you get into some kind of accident and the tendons and all that. You're like so aware of your body after it's sore.
Yep.
Anyway, I was driving home yesterday and the traffic was horrific on the 405 South. And there was a motorcycle down, but I know. And like the front of a cab all smashed in. Oh. And it was creepy, you guys, because it was the motorcyclist's jacket with all that, but at least he had the armor.
Right.
If you will. But he was nowhere around, so they obviously like cut it off of him.
Oh.
And it was like some weird thing. It was creepy because they did like a setting. You know what I mean? Like they left his helmet there. They left his. Did you see it?
Not the same one, but in Burbank, the same thing happened over the weekend where I drove by and the motorcycle was laying there,
Yeah.
with his helmet, and they had spray painted circles around everything.
Yeah, it was creepy. It's like
I'm guessing he was dead.
Ode
Maybe,
to
I
a
don't know.
motorcycle guy or something. It was just weird. Like, you know how everybody has their weird little shrines in life?
Yes.
Well, it was, I don't know. I was like, pick the stuff up.
You know what? It's my guess is if they leave it there like that and circle it, the guy probably died.
Yeah. And he must have. And I, of course, tried to do detective work and I have no idea.
To see if it was me.
Well, I did because I was like, oh my God. You know, I was always like,
Yeah, I'm getting a little more scared of riding my bike on the street.
I'm telling you, there's got to be, and I've mentioned this a million times, I don't think it's right that y'all go in between the cars because I don't see you.
See, I have a theory.
And when it's that slow of traffic, I'm, putting on my makeup, I'm on the phone, I'm doing whatever. And I'm kind of staying in between the lines, but I'm not paying attention.
See, and this is, I'm more scared of riding on the streets with red lights and getting hit from the side and getting killed.
Really?
But yeah, by far.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid of somebody running a red light, and that's it. You're dead. But for cutting through the lines, because here's my theory. Ready? If you have the right bike and the right set of cojones, there's no traffic in Los Angeles.
Well, right. But,
There is death.
There is death. And for me, because I'm, I don't know, a nut driver, in the morning when it's early like this, I always look for people running red lights. So I kind of like hesitate before I go through an intersection. Because I run red lights in the morning because nobody's ever around. So I look now.
Yeah. I used to, when pulling up through traffic, I'd go all the way to the front, no matter how many cars. And then to not make them wait and hate me, the second it turned green, I would fly across that intersection. And then a couple of different times I couldn't get through, so I had to wait. And sure enough, both times somebody ran a red light, and they'd have killed me for sure.
I think it's far more dangerous to go through the line on the freeway.
No, because the traffic's going so slow. This is going to sound crazy to you guys, but the traffic's going so slow at that speed, I don't think I'll die. I think I'll just hit the dirt and be hurt.
See, and when, remember Jason, when he and I would ride, we would go on the freeway, because he lived all the way out there by Magic Mountain, and then I lived in Pasadena. And we'd go, like, because he's crazy, but like 120 miles per hour on,
Those bikes are built for that. My bike's natural speed that it wants to go is 110.
Did you see that show last night where one of the guys, I don't know what it was, he has these like little arms that were carrying one of those little things in the back, It had those, what are those called?
Oh, saddlebags.
Tie arms. It was scary. And and they had the camera guy was on the back, and one of the tie arms broke off of his little trailer, and he just goes, boom, and smacks right into the side.
It's starting to bum me out a little bit.
I know. I think it's dangerous. I don't think you should drive it anymore.
Well, I can't do that.
Do you ever get where the wind like picks up your...
The wind's the biggest problem. The wind's worse than rain.
Oh, my God. I know. I told you. I almost flew off the back. Wind caught my helmet, and I was,
Well, I'll be taking a turn, and you have to lean to take a turn, and the wind comes from the right direction and stands you back up, and you start going straight in the middle of a turn. Yeah, the wind's bad. I don't ride in high wind. I rode home from the airport with luggage in the pouring rain and got there no problem. You just stay real careful around the turns. But the gusting wind had me blowing through traffic. It was really
just
dangerous.
seems like a death sickle to me.
Everything I do seems like death.
I don't know. Anyway.
Especially this segment.
Jack, I really can't. You know, it's funny because you can see people riding motorcycles like you. I see riding motorcycles. I could never see Jack on a bike.
You know what's funny is I have that beat up
a moped.
I have that beat up old Kawasaki, and everybody that's at my house because I want to ride bikes with them. Hey, do you ride? No, nobody rides motorcycles anymore.
Jack
you want to ride mine? Come on, I'll teach you how to ride, and we'll go out. We'll go to the beach.
He doesn't have the look. He can't. He's a moped guy.
I'm sorry, Jack.
The time you have to pedal to start.
Right.
I love those.
Oh, I got another dementia update.
What you got? Because I've been dancing.
Right. The other day we saw that if you dance, you fight off dementia.
Absolutely.
3 days a week, gots to dance.
I'm all about it now.
Well, today, a recent study found that daily moderate consumption of any alcohol
Yeah. Does what?
could help ward off various forms of dementia,
Well, so you have a couple drinks and start dancing like a fool, you're going to be safe.
including Alzheimer's disease, and could activate the release of a brain chemical believed to stimulate memory. Alcohol's health benefits are derived only from moderate intake. Only from moderate
There's
intake.
a problem.
That is defined as 12 ounces of beer. So is that one can?
It's one big can.
Oh, is it a 40?
No. It's just a large can. It's not like a crazy big thing.
Um,
A regular, the little cans like the Coke you drink, they're 8 ounces, right? Yeah, so it's 2 more. It's a little bigger than that.
12.
So yeah, it's that. It's a can of beer.
It's a can of beer.
That is moderate.
This? Why bother? That just make me sleepy.
Well, no, for the health reasons, I guess, why they're supposed to bother. But for real life drinking, that's just funny to me.
I'm going to have a can of beer, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have a can of beer, and I'm going to get sleepy. And that's all it's going to do for me.
Do you want to hear something pretty bad? At the height of my drinking, and this is, I'm talking about probably a year or two.
Ago.
I drank, a year or two in a row, I
Oh,
got
I'm
this
sorry.
bad. That I would drink 2 of those cans worth of straight vodka every day.
You might have a problem.
Was this news? I've been to rehab on this show. You don't need to whisper.
You would drink 2 cans of vodka a day?
I'm saying 12 ounces, more, maybe more, for a couple years.
Oh.
And that was
Are
leading
you
up
worried
to
about your liver?
No.
Because, they said that not John Madden, his little buddy. What's a gray-headed
Dave
guy?
Madden.
No, hell, come
Summerall,
on.
Pat Summerall.
Yeah, thank you. They say that Pat Summerall stopped drinking 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But because alcohol takes a while to, your body catch up with its effects, that it's a progressive disease, I guess.
Yeah.
That's why he's having liver trouble now.
Right. No, I'm not worried about that.
In 12 years.
That's plenty of time for me. I'm good. 12 years.
12
Jeez.
years.
54, 50, I'll be 56. That's fine.
Oh, my God. 12 years.
Dude, I couldn't be more ready to go.
Oh, now don't say that. You're just talking about how great your kids are.
Yeah, for the kid thing is that, other circumstances, but on a personal level, I feel I've experienced enough things.
But I think
Especially I'm going to Europe this year. I'm done.
I think that you said it best, though. Like when a little kid, everything is new to him. How fun is that?
So fun.
It is so fun,
Dante
isn't
is
it?
so fun. And the other day he fell and hurt himself, and he looks up and he goes, I fell down and hurt my feelings.
Oh, I think that's cute.
You can't,
Jack, what's so far the most memorable of your out of everything? Because I would imagine, but I don't know if you guys remember this or not because there's so much going on, is the baby grabbing your finger for the first time. But you probably don't remember because it's all so crazy in the hospital.
She did that in the hospital when she was getting right out of
That's what I'm saying. Because it's so crazy in the hospital, you don't remember.
I think the coolest thing so far has been just last week when I took her to the El Capitan and she stood on my lap and watched that pre-show and was amazed by everything that was going on.
You know what it
was
is?
really cool.
And not just the El Capitan. That's the thing. Because they're amazed at a lot. That's the thing. It's awesome.
Just amazing. And then it exhausted her. And when the movie came on, that Home on the Range, she was out cold. She slept through the whole movie.
Perfect,
because
though.
she was amazed.
Because Dante has just started sitting through movies the whole way. Like cartoon movies. It used to be like if I'd take Isabel and Dante, I'd have to leave with Dante several times during the movie.
Because this is like one of those precious moments, I won't take Stench's thunder. But Stench, if you want to come here and tell him about your kid.
He just gave me the finger.
He did? Oh, well, isn't that precious?
Well, that's one of the first things I tell my kid.
Come here, Dad. Will you tell him to come here? Like, do that thing, like, come here. There you go. He needs to cut his hair. That is not a precious father.
I'll bet he's a great dad.
Oh, absolutely he is. He's
dad.
so, what am I thinking? Not interactive. He's so, what is that word? Jack, like.
Involved.
Involved. He's not gay.
I'm being very helpful today,
You
Pat
are.
Summerall.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's like one of those totally involved, saturated dads. I mean, he plays, even on the older one that's at the annoying age, I think. But you're like totally into the kid.
Coach and stuff. We're telling kids, so I know you were in there cutting tape.
Oh, yeah.
But we're telling
The
kids.
most precious moment so far.
For the new baby.
Just happened the other night.
Oh, I can't hear you. How come?
It just happened the other night. We were in a restaurant by our house, and the baby has just learned to wave. Just now learns to wave.
See, those little things.
And she waves to everyone, and we were sitting in the restaurant, and there was another baby at the table next to us that was just staring
Now,
at
does
us.
the wave go like this?
Like I wave.
No,
Or, hey.
it's just kind of like a slow wave your hand, like back
like
and
princess.
forth.
Like
yeah,
a princess.
wave.
And she's waving at the other baby the whole time, like, because the baby's staring at her. So she keeps waving hi to this other baby too. It was the
And
funniest
the other baby
thing.
wave?
No, the other baby just sits there staring at her, but she wants to play with the
How
other
old
baby.
is
She's just
she?
waving. 8 months.
Oh my gosh, she waves already.
Has a tooth.
And
Neat.
at 8 months on this planet, she understands what a wave means.
Yeah, she can wave hi, and she can say like she shake her head no. She kind of babbles no kind of words or
Like
anything.
her father.
Gretchen can
Talks
do that.
all the time. It's awesome. New every day, new stuff.
New stuff that's what I was saying. New stuff. Jack said when Lucy got up at the El Capitan and watched the pre-show and was amazed. And I said, that's the thing. They're amazed.
At
everything.
everything is fascinating.
I remember,
Ceiling fans.
and you guys will get this. Well, you may have already had it with Duke, but that I could make her world, like winning the lottery happy,
Doesn't matter.
retarded happy with chicken McNuggets. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I just had the power for $3 or $4 to pull in anywhere and make her life complete. It was awesome.
Yeah. When
Now she wants a cell phone.
When I had stepkids, the 8-year-old, I gave him his own basket to go shopping for all his own food. Oh, his life was made.
That's a good one.
He was just like rocking, got his own food, thought he's superstar.
That's cool.
Yeah, those
But
were the
didn't he
days.
get just a bowl? Just didn't he get a bag of candy?
He got like stupid stuff. But you know what? I let him make his own decision. And so, because as the stepmom, I was like, you can't eat this for dinner, But you're just like, oh, well, whatever. You got to do it. That's fine. Oh, they're excited about that. But that's older. And when they're little, I mean, it's retarded thing. It's the box theory. You buy all these presents, but really the box matters.
Right. For Dante, it's a stick. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, but it's fascinating to him. It's like that day, and I've told you this, that Holiday Inn or Motel 6 was exciting to me until I saw Four Seasons. So enjoy these times now, because pretty soon when they're around the other kids and the other kids make them realize that their walker is not as cool as theirs,
Right.
they're going to want a high-performance walker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to have the best in school.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, if you would like to be able to tell these stories, Huntington Reproductive Center.
Oh,
Start
very
throw
nice.
that one in.
Oh, yes. Very, 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 very nice. All right. Let's see. Our phone numbers are 1-877-487-9999.
That's 1-877-487-9999.
That is just precious. It is. Have you cut her hair yet?
No, it's getting long too.
I've never cut Dante's hair. He's crazy. He looks like
Like
one of the
a
Van
girl.
Halen.
He does look like a
He looks
girl.
like a beautiful little girl. I put him in dresses,
Like his papa.
push him outside. We reenact the other half. He gets to be Mario.
You bring over a little Latino kid.
Yeah, dress them all up in dresses.
A black kid.
Funny.
And then that one kid that has that disorder where they age too quickly. And you bring over, and that's Dick Clark.
Dick, yeah.
By the way, it was sleep. It says if you get, I know, I'm going to tell you. It said if you get enough sleep, then you will lose weight. It releases some kind of, I don't know, something.
That stuff they advertise on TV. It actually came up, cortisol.
Oh, by the way, yeah, and dumbass over here called me fat ass.
You did?
Yeah,
Why did Jack do that?
because it says right here, that's why all the people at the radio ranch this time of the morning are fat.
Have you looked down the hallways?
I'm here too.
Well, we're not all fat.
Well, you complain about your weight every day.
But still, it's one thing like everybody. You can complain about your own self, but when somebody else points it out, then it hurts.
I've been in the break room, be getting my Snickers bars with the other fat people. They're all there.
It says, want to lose weight, get more sleep. A new study says that when you deprive your body of sleep, it produces more cortisol. I'm going to take some of that. The stress hormone in the body, cortisol, then causes the release of insulin that promotes fat storage. Also, when you are tired, you're more likely to eat empty calorie snack foods like chips or cookies and less likely to have the energy to go to the gym. The study showed that in just 1 week of sleep deprivation, there was an effect on the test group of young, healthy people. Oh, we're screwed.
We're screwed.
We're so fat.
We're not young. We're not healthy. We don't get enough sleep.
We're PHAT. We're fat.
No, we're just fat.
Yeah, fat. Anyway, but that is that little thing that I never got to, so I wanted to make sure. We were talking about, the joys of children.
Yes, we were.
Now, there's a story in the news today, and this kind of made me laugh because, I mean, for those of you who have kids, hearing the baby stories is like looking at baby pictures. After a while, I'm just sick of hearing about it.
Right.
And for those of us that don't have kids,
No, those of us with kids don't want to hear other parents' stories. We only want to hear our own.
Right.
We don't care about your kid.
Right, exactly.
When I take out pictures of my baby, that is not a clue that I want to see yours.
So the only baby stories I really want to hear about are things like this. When you take your kid to the circus and you're like, oh, little Johnny, we're going to go to your cage. And then you're watching the tightrope guy 25 feet in the air, and little Johnny's so excited. Everybody's clapping. Oh, my God, it's exciting. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, oh, my God, the guy falls.
Yeah, right in front of the kid.
Yeah. Now, those are kind of fun memories, yet not so good for the kid.
Right. And
Fun for me.
I think every parent's got one.
Of those times that you traumatized
Tried to be cool.
Yeah.
We were in Hawaii, Isabella and I, and she had seen the coming attractions for the movies and really wanted to see Gothica. And I knew it was too scary. I knew I shouldn't, but I said, you know what? You're big enough now. As a big, make her feel big. Turned it on. She was kind of cool. Since then, sleeps with the lights on, won't go to the bathroom by herself, has to come into our room, has to leave the door open with the light on. She calls out my name every 10 seconds.
Maybe that one's called bad parenting decisions.
They're all fairly bad parenting decisions.
Well, no, because these were innocent little people going to the circus.
Oh, well, this traumatized her. She's still not over it. I mean, I really frightened this kid by trying to be cool and say, here, you're all grown up.
Oh, that's not good.
And the other thing was still in Hawaii, and this one is, it's also bad parenting. We went on a 2-hour surf lesson.
A 2-hour surf lesson.
No sunscreen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And most of surfing is just laying there on the board waiting for a wave.
Dude, you just got bad parenting crap going on. You don't have, I was trying to be warm and fuzzy.
I was trying to be cool and take my daughter surfing.
But I was irresponsible.
Absolutely. But still, it ends up trying to be cool and being,
I know, but these are like the little things where this was out of your control. Those were all decisions you made.
Right. One is you go to SeaWorld and Shamu eats a baby seal.
All right, how about this? I took her to a boxing match.
And I gave her alcohol, and she went nuts.
And the guy hit the other guy, and I got splattered. I got blood on me. And that flipped her out. How's that?
It was a boxing match.
Why would you take her to a boxing?
She loves boxing.
Oh, my God. How old is she?
9. She was 7 when that happened. It happened right over here at the Burbank Hilton.
Oh, boy. 7 at a boxing match, and Dad got blood all over him.
Well, that's really good seats.
Again, another bad
when you're in the splatter seats, you really have connections.
Hey, let me show you a 7-year-old. People beat that tar
out
of each other and see if you're not going to be affected. It's like taking your kid to SeaWorld and Shamu eats it.
But did that ever happen to you? What's your story?
Okay, I haven't had kids long enough.
That's true.
But I was dating this really religious girl in college, and so I wanted to take her out.
Is your name Builder Bob?
And I wanted to take her somewhere
that. Spank this girl?
No. And I wanted to take her somewhere non-offensive and crowded house. Don't dream it's over like the nice Australian boys.
Isn't that my house in the middle of the street? Oh,
Madness.
Right.
Anyway, there was a house in it.
They're a nice,
there's a lot of houses going on.
Middle of the road band. They're not going to offend anybody. Ends up, it's the last show of their tour, and the drummer strips down butt naked and dances around in front of the audience. Oh. And she couldn't have been more offended.
But God likes everybody natural.
Not this girl.
See, I get yelled at. You don't even tell a story about a kid. He's a grown
because he said
woman.
He's only had a child for how long? 5 months.
Oh,
5
you've
months.
traumatized that little girl. You know you have. Don't lie.
Well, didn't you guys scare? Well, you were doing a baby picture or something, and then the baby fell into the Christmas tree.
I
See, the
She
kid
was
doesn't like
really
pictures
little.
anymore.
Yeah, she just fell right into the tree.
Also in 1998, an acrobat with the Ringling Brothers show suffered second-degree burns on his arms and thighs after his costume just poof caught fire after he walked by somebody with
Okay, I think I got one.
Yeah.
So I took my kid to see Siegfried and Roy, and a tiger ate Roy.
See, there's that. Very nice. You can't play yet. We have to take a break.
Good.
All right. Well, there's a couple. Why we're talking about this is there's a couple stories in the news today of Warm and Fuzzy's gone bad. You know, you take your kid to the circus, and the next thing the circus clown explodes into a million pieces and dies.
Wow, that's a bad one.
Yeah, or you're at.
They all go to get out of that clown car, and one's been smothered.
Yeah, that's sad. And so Warm and Fuzzy's gone awry, and then Danny, he's a good sport. He tried to play, and so that's the second category, which is just bad parents.
But just bad parents trying to do something nice.
Just
Both times
irresponsible parenting by not putting sunscreen on your child in Hawaii. What part of nice was that?
Taking her surfing when I didn't want to go.
Dude, toes on the nose.
There were no toes on the nose for me, man.
So Stench would like to play like a part un du toi, if you will. Yeah. Which is, hey, my wife doesn't really know about this, so we have to do this story early. Which is a lot of you keep secrets from your spouse about things that happen to the kids.
Right.
Like us, we weren't allowed to tell that we rode on in the station wagon on the ice in the lake.
Right, exactly. You don't want to tell
my
mom.
mom would be, mad. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, this happened just yesterday.
Awesome. Fresh off the presses.
With the new one.
And the wife doesn't know.
No.
And how old's the baby?
Well, the wife knows part 2. The baby's 8 months old. Part 2 happened later in the evening, and the wife is baffled by why part 2 happened. Only I know part 1, so let me tell you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I have the big, giant, fully trained German Shepherd dog.
Right. Yes.
Right. Remember I took him to the California Canine Academy and made him do all this cool stuff, and he's in my backyard. I was home with the baby alone yesterday, and it stays light later, and I figured the baby needs to get to know the dog. It's her dog. It's our dog. She needs to get to know the dog. So I just had her out in the backyard around the dog, and the whole time, the kid would not take her eyes off the dog. But she does the same thing to the cat, and she loves the cat. She waves to the cat and tries to play with it. Well, finally, I lay down in the hammock, and the baby's laying on me, yet keeps her head up looking around like, where's that dog? Where's that dog? So I call...
Because she's read the press reports.
Right.
So I call the dog over. I snap. Boom, boom. Dog comes over and just jumps front paws up onto the hammock. The baby flipped out, man. Started screaming like someone was killing her. And I'm like, oh my God. So I have to get up and I'm trying to console her. And she's just hysterical and will not stop crying until I put the dog in his pen and we go in the house and she can't see the dog anymore.
Wow.
So, I mean, screaming crazy.
She
And
hates your dog.
The other side of this
hates the
story is,
dog.
of course, you've traumatized your dog.
No.
The screaming baby
Yeah.
right in the dog's, but the dog's freaked.
So then last night, in the baby's room, I hear my wife in the baby's room with the baby, and I'm back in the office area, and all of a sudden I hear the baby just flipping out, screaming like that again, and I immediately think, oh my God, it's a dog in the house? I run into the bedroom, and the baby has a giant stuffed animal, and she's staring at it, screaming, because she thinks it's the dog. She's just screaming, and my wife's going, what's wrong with her? And I'm like, she doesn't like that stuffed animal. Quick, put it in the closet.
Wrestle that thing to the ground.
And I stuffed it in the closet and shut the door, and the baby stopped crying.
But your wife doesn't know it's because you trauma. I think the introduction to the dog was too soon. A huge German Shepherd and an 8-month-old baby.
Right.
But, I mean, really, his dog is well behaved. He did exactly what I told him to. He lays down, because I told him down, and
Well,
I had him laying by
something
me.
like-
and then
yeah.
I called him up, and when I called him up, he put his front paws on the hammock, and I'll usually
Well,
lay
yeah,
down and
but
pet
the
him.
kid doesn't know you called the baby or called the dog. So the baby is laying there. Next thing he knows, this humongous monster
beast, yeah.
jumps over on you.
Oh, she freaked out.
I mean, she doesn't know that was a command for the dog. All she knows is out of nowhere, this huge head pops up over you.
I have a spin. I think my wife's been torturing the baby when I'm not home with stuffed animals, and that's why she's afraid of the dog.
Nice way to go.
I wonder how many stories that y'all have that the other spouse doesn't know. You know, like,
a bunch.
you kind of just rub off their head when they bust it open. You're like, oh, I
I have
don't know what
another one.
happened. What? Oh, Jesus.
She slipped out of the high chair a couple weeks ago, but she didn't hit the floor because I caught her by an arm. No need to tell mom that.
Wait a minute, though. Your wife was honest and told you that the baby fell off the bed.
And I held it against her.
If she's too stupid to not be honest, yeah, it's her fault.
You mean to be honest,
That's
right?
exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's her fault for telling the truth.
That's just sad.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid to have that big old dog around your kid?
No, my dog is like a perfectly trained animal.
What's the name of that place?
Canine.
California Canine Academy. in
I
Burbank.
want one of those trained dogs so bad. So does Isabella. But
Yeah,
I
but
just,
your kid is
I
at that,
just know
like-
Dante will bite it.
Yeah, that torture stage.
Yeah, I can't do it yet. I'm thinking 6 maybe.
And no matter what, dogs will still go into defensive mechanism.
Right.
My dog does exactly what I tell him to do whenever I tell him to do it.
Still an animal.
He's gonna eat your baby.
But I wouldn't leave him alone with the baby.
I
gonna eat your
told you
baby.
that horrible story where that grandpa, his dog ate the baby.
See?
And he kept the
Kept
dog.
the dog.
Ew.
A dingo ate my baby.
Isn't that nasty? Now his daughter won't talk to him. The family
Yeah, I
won't
wouldn't
talk
keep
to
the
him.
dog.
I can see that.
Yeah. And it was a husky, and he's like, it's not my fault. I guess. I mean, that's what my dad said he said. I don't know what he said, really, because I didn't
There are a
interview
couple
him.
horrible issues about that.
Oh, yes, Jack, you're elongating.
You
But
know-
yeah, turning that way.
You know my crazy sister and her dog rescue thing. She was
yes.
telling me a story about these people. They turned in a golden retriever that bit their kid, which is odd because golden retrievers normally love kids, but he
Right.
bit him and they had to get rid of him. And at the shelter, they found the dog had a staple in its ear. The kid had stapled its ear. So they took the dog back and stapled
Well, yeah,
the kid.
that's how you do notes.
Yeah, got to remember to feed it at this time.
Yeah. Wow. That's not good. No, it's not good at all. All right, so I think here's what we got going on because we have Danny and the Pips, which are 3 different modes, I think, of parenting. We have the warm and fuzzies gone awry,
Right.
which is, at Jack's World, I think.
We have the totally irresponsible dad.
Which I
My
think
world.
that you should be king of. And then we have the,
It's good to be king.
hey, my wife really doesn't need to know about that, but it sure is funny.
There's no mark.
Right, absolutely. You caught that baby by the arm, man.
All right, Jack, I think we're ready for our first calls of the day.
Oh, push it real good.
The first call of the day with Jamie and Danny.
Danny.
Ready for action, nip it in the bud. We never reload.
Oh, you're in already.
Dance for me, yeah. All my dance off shorties, come on, do that thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All my East Coast shorties, come on, do that thing. I said, dance for me, dance for me, yeah. All my West Coast shorties, come on, do that thing. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Jack, I can't remember, but Danny's dancing. Is this Wham?
Yes.
Yeah, you were dancing like Wham.
But also, Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark.
I saw more Wham in you.
Cool. George Michael is cuter.
How old are you?
44.
Wow, I got Wham in the hizzy.
Well, actually, all I'm doing is dancing for the dentist. That's what we do every morning. during that
Yes,
song.
I know. But I would never dance like Wham for the dentist.
I would never dance for the dentist.
That is true. All right, anyway, Warm and Fuzzy's gone awry. Here is Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, you're the first caller.
Hey.
And by the way, we're going to send you to see Mamma Mia.
Ooh, cool, at the Pantages.
At the Pantages Theater. Tickets on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. Mamma Mia is coming back to the Pantages Theater beginning April 22nd for 7 weeks only.
Great.
But Bobby,
Yes.
bad news. You've got to hold because we got to take a break.
There you go.
Point 7.
Okay, as promised, we put Bobby on hold. We were talking about in the news today that there are Warm and Fuzzies gone awry.
Right.
Things like you take your kid to the Barnum and Bailey Circus and, I don't know, the trapeze artist falls to his death.
To his death, right in front of you.
Or a clown catches on fire.
That's always a good one.
And your kids are now traumatized for life.
But clowns themselves can traumatize kids. You ever one of those clowns over to your house for a birthday party? They're freaky and freak kids out.
Yeah, we had some neighbors that would dress up like Santa. They obviously were not the real Santa Claus because they were creepy.
Right, the real Santa Claus. First of all, you almost never see him. You have to be really good.
Yeah.
But I've never done that, I don't think. No, I haven't. I got to do that for Dante.
What?
Dress up like Santa.
He'll know.
No, he won't.
Is he stupid?
Yes.
Anyway, here is Bobby. We're going back to Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I love your show.
Thank you
We
very
love
much.
you.
All right,
thank
so
you.
go ahead and tell us your story.
Well, mine's kind of a mix of a warm and fuzzy and a bad parenting.
Uh-oh.
We were at a local grocery store, and it was Halloween time, and my son was 3, and my husband thought it would be kind of cute to see if this 15-foot blow-up Frankenstein doll that my son was infatuated with would just kind of wiggle. So he was standing underneath it, and my husband went behind it. Well, the whole thing fell on top of my son.
Excellent. Warm and fuzzy got it right.
That's why America's Funniest Home Videos never let you down.
Yep, never. Because of Frankenstein falling on little kids.
Oh, did he get hurt?
No, he didn't get hurt, but we got yelled at by old people, and
Oh, that's always fun.
13 now, and he is a fraidy cat of everything.
Yeah, I
Do
did
you,
that.
do you know that I flipped off an old lady and felt horrible about it?
You should. Can't flip off old ladies.
I know. I mean, it was just ridiculous because...
You can chase them down and beat them.
Anyway, Bobby.
Yeah, but sometimes they think they get away with everything.
Well, as a society, I don't think we're that kind to people that get older. And
Was it a road rage thing?
Yes.
I had a meeting last night with a normal human being, right? And I was talking about the motorcycle getting me through traffic and stuff like that. And he casually goes, "Oh, yeah, I have dents in my roof from slugging the roof from road rage." And I thought, ha, ha, ha. And then he pulled out so I could say goodnight to him. And he pulls up. And his car looks like it hailed from the inside. There are these huge dents on the outside from him slamming his roof, from people being in his way. Road rage is dangerous,
That's weird.
man.
That's a creepy guy you belong with.
No, look, he didn't flip off an old lady.
Yeah, well, here's what happened.
What happened was,
I was pulling into this like little, I don't know, it's a coffee and bagel place over by my house, and it was really busy, and so there was nowhere to park. And I was in the Hummer.
Right.
So I was pulling in, and this old bat, she was pulling out. So
Right.
she couldn't see past the big Hummer.
Right.
She couldn't see past it to see if there was traffic coming. Well, I'm stuck in that position, kind of just turning in. You know,
Right.
I'm not blocking traffic. And she starts honking at me. Move! Honk, 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 honk. I'm like, cars in front of me can't move. Honk, honk, honk. And then she's like, and she throws up her hands.
and what did you do?
I went, "Nah." And then I just stayed there. The cars all moved, and I just stayed there.
No, that's not a shocker from you. You
I was-
always, when it comes to a test of wills trying to beat Jamie.
I was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, can't she understand that? And I was showing her a car, and I must be nice. I was like, hi, first. And I'm like, cars. There are cars. I can't drive all the way in. And so then I just stood there, and I just stared at her, and she wouldn't look at me. And then she pulled out in front of a car and was killed.
At my Ralph's, there's a big U of parking, and then you can go underground, and nobody does. They all try and get parking.
Yeah.
And the cars all face one way, and there's only room for a car, and a car came out the other way, going backwards the wrong way through that.
Bastard.
And he wouldn't back up. It was like full on. I pulled up like almost onto his bumper, and then I had to get out and yell at him. I had to say, "Look at what you're doing." And he said, "Oh, I don't understand."
There were two people that were chasing each other in my neighborhood, and they were like, "Bring it, bring it!" It was a Jaguar and one of those tiny little Ford trucks, a little sub truck, you know, like the miniature poodle, that little truck.
Yeah.
And the one guy had like his grandpa in there, and they were gonna fight. And then the one Marine, he was a Marine, he pulled over and he's like, got out of his car, "Come on, come back!" Oh, it was so stupid.
Me and Stench are that guy.
So stupid. Morning, we have this whole thing about plastic surgery, this dysmorphic disorder that's an obsession to plastic surgery. We also have the chick from
Amanda.
Amanda, the host of The Swan on Fox, and all these different makeover shows and blah, blah, blah. It's this whole thing now that people are trying to, I don't know, live up to what they could be.
The problem
Or
is
something. I
with
don't
me
know.
with that show, I like that show. It's a total makeover with fake teeth, fake boobs, fake liposuction, all that stuff to make them feel better about themselves because they were ugly ducklings. That's how they describe themselves. But then they have a beauty contest at the end.
I know. Anyway,
That seems
we'll talk
rude.
to her about it at 8 o'clock this morning. All that is coming up. And in the meantime, George Michael is apparently serious about this. He wants to do a male version of the Britney Spears kiss with Madonna, but with Justin Timberlake.
That's awesome.
He's not going to ever do it. Justin
No,
Timberlake
he's too
won't.
young.
Well, he's too cool.
Oh, I think it'd be a funny thing.
No,
I've seen big hetero stars kiss people on Saturday Night Live as a bit.
Yeah, or on the Grammys or whatever, but Justin Timberlake definitely won't
I don't
do
think
this with
Justin will do
George
it, no.
Michael. Nope. Because
He'll have a wardrobe malfunction.
oof, don't want to see that. Anyway, he's even made a written offer to Justin Timberlake, and he has not responded. So there you go.
I like both those guys too.
And in other celebrity news,
Yeah?
and here's the question I have for y'all. Every single person that I know that has stayed in a long-term relationship, for example, my sister and her husband have been married for 17 years.
Right.
Every single couple I know that have been in a very long marriage had a serious, ugly, nasty, horrible breakup before they got back together and then got married. Every couple I know, Carla and what do I call him, Bob or whatever, they had a nasty breakup. I mean, just horrible. I hate him. I hate her, blah, blah, blah. And then they got back together. And it's weird because I don't know if it's going to become the new Demi. You know how you think of Demi Moore. What do you think of?
I think of currently plastic surgery.
See, I think of dating somebody younger. Like it's the new Demi Moore thing to do. Well, I guess Pam and Tommy Lee almost got remarried last Friday.
See, now you've been betting on them for quite a while.
I have. I said they're meant to be together. They're absolutely, positively meant to be together. It said last Friday, a limo pulled up to Tommy Lee's home in Malibu. It was hired by Pam Anderson to take her and her ex-husband to Vegas for a quickie remarriage. But they were having such a good time, they decided not to make the drive. They just hung out. And she's moved back in with Tommy.
I'm having such a good time, I don't want to marry you.
No, I don't want to drive to Vegas. Like, it's traffic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's moved back in with him. They've been on and off together since 94.
Yeah.
Since 1994. And I was telling somebody that the other day. I'm like, you know what? Every single couple I know has had some horrible, awful split. Everything went wrong. They just don't even like each other. They went their separate ways. And if they don't get back together, then it wasn't meant to be. And thank God, you know, good for you. You didn't make a mistake. But a lot of them that's when you really find out you can't live without that person.
Now, do you think that when you say a person you know, do you think that is standard? Do you think that most couples before they get married break up horribly and then get back together?
Only in my circle of like the 10 couples I know that have been married for a long
See,
time.
I don't know that many people. That's why I asked.
Where it was just some bad breakup. And for, I guess my sister, my God, it was like a year they stayed apart.
Now, I guess
she was nuts, and he like got serious with some girl, and she got serious with some guy, and we never in our wildest dreams thought my sister and her now husband would get back together.
See, now in this room you have a tough game because Jack trapped his wife.
Right.
I've been married since the day I met my wife, so we never had a chance to break up.
Right.
And I think.
But do you think that in somewhere along that, because the first part of your marriage, as you said,
was a disaster.
Right. And then later on in life, did you have some big explosion blowout where it ended up bringing you closer back together?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
See, that's what and I know this sounds
and
weird.
it took 12 years. We didn't have our big first nightmare that this marriage could be over for 12 years, and then we did. And now, remember the other day we were talking about that, about best friends and stuff?
Yep.
We're better friends and laugh more now than ever before.
Well, and it's, that's a whole different Oprah, because I think some couples have forgotten to laugh, but I'll get to that later. Now, nothing against Monica. I love her. I adore her. I love Pancho. This is so weird, because I said that to somebody. I said, Monica is not going to appreciate Pancho until he's gone. Because he's been...
Is he going to be gone?
No. She doesn't know yet what he means to her. I don't think. You don't know what somebody really, really means to you.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Yeah, that stupid song. You don't know what you have. It was so heartbreaking to see my sister and her husband. I can remember her sitting there in front of TV and crying about even the Wizard of Oz. She was so devastated.
About the Wizard of Oz?
About everything. Everything was just so sad.
The Tin Man was so sweet.
She did that. It was so miserable to be around. And then they got back together, and they both learned that they needed each other and that they were important to each other. Now, 17 years later, they're doing great. And I just think that there's a big explosion, and then you get back together.
I think often. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean like the kind of relationships I've had where like little explosions all the way and then you end up driving each other off forever.
Right. Well, you have always said that your life does not necessarily reflect what you think and believe.
True. I mean, like you're dating somebody, everything's, whatever it is, you have your bumps in the road, but then one of the bumps becomes a humongous pothole, and then you have to go your separate ways, and then you come back. But you're not allowed. Here's the other problem, though, and we've talked about this. They don't talk about what happened while we're gone. Thing.
Right. And guys don't do that. Guys talk about who they slept with.
Well, they don't tell the girl they came back to.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think so.
I believe they do.
I think girls ask, but I don't think they tell.
I believe they do.
I don't.
Well, I'm the boy here.
Why would a guy ever do that? Guys are the ones that
To brag?
to the girl that he finally figured out that he needed and wanted and missed.
Oh, you've got to admit that after you're married and stuff, you often use old things to start a
I'm
fight.
talking about when you have the pothole and or the bridge collapses or whatever, and then finally you're like, oh my God, I need this person in my life, and you get back together. I don't think you brag about what you did while you were away.
Maybe not brag, but I think you go, during that breakup, especially if you didn't want to do it. If like the girl was the girl's idea to need space, I think you do tell what you did. I think guys are dogs.
So is it a space thing? Do you believe in that? Like I need space and then...
No, I believe I need space means I'm leaving you.
Yeah, I do too. All right. Anyway, here is Edward. Hi, Edward.
Hi, I just want to say, the thing that you were talking about, my mom and dad had the same thing, happen. First, when they got married, before they got married, they, broke up for, a very long time, and then they got back together, and now they live 22 years together,
It seems like, that's the same thing in my life. Like, the long-term marriages, they had this big explosion, and then they were separated for months at a time, and then they got back together, and then... Now it's like we will never do that again. We'll never risk being apart.
True.
I've done that. I'm never going to take that chance. I had a glimpse of what my life might be like without Gretchen.
Right.
I will never take that chance again.
Yeah, and or there are stubborn people like myself that should be like, I'm not going back to that.
Well, from what I know of your people,
No,
you're
but
not supposed to go back.
But you also do that stubborn thing. Well, you also do that stubborn thing. It's like, I have to be too bold and I have to make a point.
Even if you loved him and thought you should go back to him, you'd do that?
Yeah, it's like yesterday I told you, stubbornness will absolutely ruin your happiness.
All right, let's say you have a really good relationship and you have that blow-up breakup that you're talking about. Is there a chance that if you realize he's the right guy, you still wouldn't go back just out of stubbornness?
There is a chance, yeah.
Wow.
Because I will let stubbornness ruin my happiness.
Yes, you will. You've made that clear.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Dana, hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, I love your guys' show, by the way.
Thank you. We rule.
We rule.
You guys do. I was just my husband and I, we dated for 3 years. We lived together. We were engaged. We broke up. He slept around with a lot.
See?
I dated a few, and he moved back to Boston, and I realized, oh my gosh, he's and I went back to Boston. I got him and brought him back and married him.
Let me ask you a question. How do you know he slept around a lot?
Oh, we were best friends while we were broken up. We chatted every day. I mean, I wasn't jealous or anything.
Yeah, FP and I tried that about telling each other how who we're dating and stuff. It was just weird. I was like, I don't really think I want to know.
Well,
right now.
I dated a guy for 6 months while we were broken up, so it's not like.
Yeah, so did I.
It was,
You dated a guy for 6 months while you were still together.
No. I mean, I was dating Builder Bob for the last 6 months, and he would tell me he's dating girls, and I'd tell him I'm dating Builder Bob, and then I was just like, why are we telling each other?
Why are you doing that? Yeah.
But you know what? Unlike me, I mean, Dana it takes a lot for somebody to take a risk like that. She put her heart out there, flew to Boston, and didn't know if he'd say.
Take a shot, yeah.
But I guess it was worth it. Jack, I swear, they're all just trying to sabotage me.
Who?
Well, you know how Monica last week had a picture of Builder Bob on her screensaver?
Yeah.
It was the whole group of us. And I go, okay, could you take that down? Don't really want to see that, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, my God, everybody comes by and says, who's that hot guy with Jamie?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's about enough. And then I walk in the office and, I don't know, there's a big old shiny 8x10 glossy of Danny and Builder Bob.
You know what? You know what's funny is they were given to me by your friend. Is it Jody?
It is Jody.
Yesterday. And I saw that you have a couple of pictures up. I didn't want to offend you by just because they're just sitting on my desk, so I put them up just now.
I'm like, okay, you know what?
Sorry, I didn't even think about it. I thought, don't offend Jamie by not putting up the pictures her friend gave me. I didn't even think about the Builder Bob thing.
God,
He is handsome, though.
Yes.
And sweet.
Sweet. What a nice boy.
Has a great bike.
Yeah, he does. Muffy and her Huffy. Didn't he buy her a Huffy?
No. Shannondale and her Cannondale.
I changed it up. I'm a little bitter. I like Muffy and her Huffy better.
Too. Very nice.
Anyway, speaking of which, I'm sure this is a possibility with the Builder Bob and I. 3 months. 3 months is a good minimum, it says, to get back together after a breakup. We were talking about this because in Hollywood, you know, we had the whole Demi Moore dating somebody younger thing.
Right.
That was a whole phase. Now we have the, I'm going to call it breakup to makeup situations.
Right, exactly.
Which are Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. They're rumored to get back together. Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob are rumored to get back together. And Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson are living together again.
Actually, Tom Cruise is involved in 2 maybe get back together. He's in some place scouting locations. I think Spain, but I'm not positive. But he's in some place scouting locations for Mission Impossible 3. But Penelope Cruz is in that same foreign country spotted shopping, and they're staying at the same hotel but have never been seen together.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, so it is dun, 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 breakup to makeup. It says over time 3 months is a good minimum, but it may take longer. It goes into this whole thing that you need to decide that this is a decision not just about like lust and sex and all that, but that hold on. The bottom line is that if you don't change things at a deeper level, when you get back together, things will just absolutely be the same as before. It says if one or both of you decides for certain that there is no point in continuing the relationship, well, when you break up, isn't somebody deciding that anyway?
Yes.
It says then part permanently. I think what it means that if...
What do you think it means?
If you fly to Boston and the guy says, like what happened to that girl, you know what? This still isn't a thing for me. Just fly away and never look back.
Yeah.
Because when you put yourself out there like that and they still reject you after a breakup, forget it.
I bet girls want to get back together with me for a week or 2. But after that, it's like, oh, that's right. You're horrible.
Right. Exactly. It said, if you decide to get back together, prepare for it. Talk openly about what has to be different and how you're going to make it different. Talk also about what you have realized since you've been apart and how you have changed. It says, do expect some setbacks. You won't just live happily ever after. So don't panic if you row or wobble again. It's not whether you have problems. It's how you cope with them that matters.
Very nice.
And it says once you are sure that the separation is over and your relationship is back on track, it's good to mark the occasion. Do whatever it suits you. A celebratory weekend, a memento ring, the fresh maker. Mm-hmm. Or if you're married, a small ceremony where you renew your vows. All of these will help you make a new start and look to the future.
Very nice.
I thought that was a really good little article. Okay, so that's what's happening in Hollywood. And
break up to makeup.
Break up to makeup. Break up. Oh, that's the wrong song, isn't it? Yeah, something about
For some
makeup.
couples, though, they'd never take the other person back.
Well, right, that's the thing.
If Gretchen and I broke up for 3 months, she would stay chaste, if you will, I think until she was married again. And I would, of course, sleep around as much as possible. And I don't think she could ever take me back after that. But in fact, she's flat out said I would never take you back after that.
Well, it depends what the situation of the breakup is. I mean, if it's because you cheated, then I would understand that. But if it's, because you didn't, you couldn't like see eye to eye, and then you both decided to, okay, let's just get away and figure this out. I think then if you realize that you really love that person and you can't live without them and that they're soulmates, then I think that you do take them back.
I think I would take them back, but I think Gretchen has said to me, I could never get over. You sleep if we were apart even for however long and you slept with someone else, I could never take you back.
It would be it is creepy.
It is creepy.
Shyla, hi.
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 Shyla.
You guys totally rule.
We rule.
Hey there. My husband and I were married for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he went out and kissed another girl, and so I separated from him for a while, and we both slept around. And then we started talking on the phone, and I knew he had because I thought, well, if I did it, he had to have done it.
Yeah.
And so I pulled the old, I'll tell him so he'll tell me.
Ooh.
And so we totally spilled everything, and then we got back together, but I can't get over it. Even though I did it too, I just can't get over it. And so, of course, we're still having problems. But
yeah, but you did it too. That's not fair.
I know, but it doesn't have to be fair.
Well,
it's love.
We're both having problems with it. We both can't get over it.
Can I ask you a question that has little to do with this? And that is, who slept with more people during the breakup?
I did.
And you still can't get over him?
It's hard because I think I was doing the whole,
wait, I know what you're doing. I got it. Wait, let me guess. Because you were the one that was betrayed. He should have been sitting there, sulking and crying and couldn't move because you left him because he did something wrong. But instead you find out he's out there boning. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazing.
So then
at
you
this.
went out and did it with, 20, 30
Well,
guys?
yeah, but she was just doing revenge. And how dare him because he didn't have the right to do revenge.
They both had sex.
No, I know, but do you see what she's saying?
I see what she's saying.
She got hurt, therefore she gets revenge.
Right.
He hurt her, so he doesn't get to go have fun.
Yes, he does. They're broken up. It's the rule.
Call Jamie.